right inside the graphics messaging. So, or this is inside the graphics rendering. So so this one we won't have to send the message. um, okay. Wait, player dictionary.pop. Why are there so many references to player dictionary? Oh, there aren't. Okay. So this one is also in graphics rendering. No, no, this is somewhere else. Okay. So this is an instance where we actually do want to say graphics graphics messages dot append and so it'll just be remove player and it will be uh, the player's name. So in this case, the name is pkey. Yeah, and that's all we have to send through, I think. Um, Gosh, I have to change like basically every reference to the player dictionary. Not literally, but like all those things that we took out. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. Let me tell you. All right, so copy this. Let's jump to the next reference. So this is this is when we get the part messages. So yeah, this is another situation wherein we want to remove the player. Present. Yeah. Um, all right. So I mean, I might have to rethink some of this, but I think most of this is correct. Um, oh, like this if in parade business. I guess like this stuff like if in parade business, like we're basically just gonna get rid of that because like we don't reference parade anymore. We won't be referencing parade outside here anymore. We don't have to worry about that. We'll just oh yeah. Yeah, it has been the case that like we keep the player in the player dictionary only because the same player dictionary was used for both the game data and the graphics data. But no, like I was thinking like, oh, we do check parade, and actually we only remove it in the else case. But no, we don't have to check parade because we can remove it in either case now because, um, uh, yeah, no, that's fine. We just we can remove it from the game data player dictionary as long as we don't remove it from the graphics. Yeah, okay, so this will be fine. So let's look there. Yeah, so there's one other place. You're right. So these are also cases where we will want to remove the player, and so we'll want to send the appropriate message over. Oh, except it's not p key. Oh, rabble. I just keep like pasting this in here, but it's like never p key. Like for example, in all these cases, it's like loser, for example. In this case, it's like link dictionary Twitter half. Uh, and then in this case, it's like link dictionary Twitch half. So I have to go update those. uh, okay. Because I'm a silly person. I always do that. All right, so here's another. Here's some. Whoops. Oh, whoops. No, I clipboard. Clipboard. I lost. I lost this from my clipboard. Do. So yeah, in these cases, it is. Oh, let's indent this appropriately. I indented the other ones appropriately, right? Yeah. Okay. Uh, so remove player. Yeah, in this case, it's link dictionary index name. Do. And in this case, it's also link dictionary index name. All right. So is that all of the? No, what is this? Oh, this is inside graphics rendering. So this one we'll just handle differently. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. And so then those other ones. Okay, p key is the correct name there. In this case, it's name, not p key. And in the other case, it's q key, not p key. Q key. And that's all of them. Now that should be okay. Okay, and so this message is also really easy to handle. The remove player message, because the remove player message is Oh yeah, no, the remove player message is the one place now where we will want to actually we'll actually want to check. Where's this? Where did my remove player message go? I'm lost. Help. No, where am I? Did I not put it in yet? It goes after the animation stuff. Yeah. Oh, I did remove underscore player here. Oops. All right. Well, there we go. So yeah, no, this is the place where we actually check. So so if name, or no, so, excuse me, if what is it? Ng message index 1 not in well actually yeah, so we'll do it this way. If ng message 1 in G player dictionary, then we check if G player dictionary index ng message index 1 sorry, I was just thinking I could replace ng message 1 with like the name variable because that's like slightly less annoying, but no, this is fine. Okay. If ng message 1 dot oh, if it's in parade. Oh, so no, if ng message 1 is in parade, excuse me. If ng message 1 in parade, then we flag them as part. Then G player dictionary index ng message index 1 dot part equals true, else G player dictionary dot pop ng message 1 ng message index 1. Yeah. So then the else case to whether it's in the player dictionary is weird because I don't think this should ever happen, but if it does, I'm just gonna like print like ghost G player or something. I don't know. And then like their name, ng message index 1, I guess. I don't know. This should be fine. I think that's what we have to do for removing players. And then I think like all the other messages that come through with like the queue. So the only other time that we care about the graphics is when or like the only other time we have to like adapt to the graphics is oh no, I guess there are other messages that can come through. Like there can be a change in energy that's not necessarily associated to gaining experience. There can be a change in energy level. So let's say if ng message index 0 equals energy level, then yeah, that's an example of something that can come through that's not associated. Because like you whenever you go up a level, an energy level, that's related to having participated in an event. But if you go down an energy level, that could be due to passivity. So you don't necessarily have to. Yeah, that can like the player might not be in any of the key. Anonymous. Anonymous, thank you so much. Thank you for your generous donation. That's wonderful. Thank you. Oh, that's interesting. It says anonymous on this screen, and on my other screen it says Tycoon177 donated $5. So, oops, sorry if you meant to remain anonymous. I'm sorry. The message is, thank you so much for all your tips when it comes to streaming. Oh, I know it's not much, but I wanted to thank you somehow. I really enjoy it, and it's all thanks to your help. Well, that's fantastic, Tycoon. Yeah, you really didn't have to do that, but I very much appreciate it. That's that's really wonderful of you. I well, yeah. I mean, let me know if you have questions, because like that's like why I like streaming, because like I don't know, like there are people in the world who probably have the answers to the questions that I want answered, and so I figured, I don't know, maybe I have some answers that other people care about. So that's why I stream, so that people who have those questions can come and ask them. So I'm glad it's working out. I'm glad I'm glad I'm glad it's a mutually beneficial situation. So thank you again. I really appreciate it. And actually, let me yeah, just because it came through as anonymous on this half of the screen, I just want to check to see. Okay, it did. Yeah, I don't know why it came through as anonymous here, because it got registered as your name in every other context. So if we like look at the, I mean, you've probably already seen it. You've probably already seen your character on stream, but like if we look at the stream data, it should have recognized. Uh, okay, yeah, I don't know why it plugged you as anonymous, but I'm assuming it did. Yeah, so it did recognize your karma correctly, so it did credit you appropriately. I don't know what's up with that. It's like, I don't know. It's a web program that apparently sometimes says anonymous when it should say a name, but we're good. Good to go. Yeah, energy levels. That's what we were working on. So right, so here's where we'll process it, but the place where we yeah, the place where we send the message will be elsewhere. So yeah, let's go to, what is it? It's current energy, I think, is the variable that we have that regulates this. So let's go to the place where we yeah. So oh, interesting. So we're resetting the player. We're resetting the energy level every time, and we're just like looking it up every time. Why are we resetting it though? Is there like a point to that? For EI in range. Oh, that's because I'll just change how energy markers works. Energy markers. Um, energy markers. So yeah, energy markers. Wait, why is it 100, 100? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, energy percentiles, right? Wait, what? How does this work again? I mean, the system seems to work. If we look at it on screen, like some people have gold stars, some people have if players to energy greater than or equal to energy markers EI. Oh, here we go. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. It's because, yeah. It's because we're recalculating the markers on the regular. Right. We initialize them to 100, 100, but like, oh, right, that's just to make them arbitrarily large. Um, all right, so I guess, yeah, instead I'm going to, instead of how I was setting that up, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to say, so instead of saying current energy equals -1, I'm going to say like next energy equals -1. And so where we're using current energy here, we won't. We'll so yeah, right. So if player dictionary, wait a second. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, so okay. This is what we do. I was like, wait, how does this work? Yeah. So, in this loop, we say next we say next energy equals EI. Then we break, and then what we do, yeah, this is the important part. Then what we say is if next energy not equals current energy, then we say current energy equals next energy, and this is where we send the message, because only in the case that it actually changes from the previous frame or the previous scenario, only in that case do we actually do we send the message. So graphics messages, and this is also a very simple message. We just append what do we call it? Energy level, and then the player's name. So NADV in this case. Oh, this is inside. Oh, this is inside graphics rendering. That we calculate this. So I also want to move this. I also want to move this to yeah, we'll just move this to when we change the energy level, because right now we're only doing it when the player actually walks across the screen. But yeah, we'll just move that around. So it's not going to be next adventure. It's going to be something else. But whatever. The thing that we send through is next energy, I guess. Okay, so let's cut all of this and find a new home for it. Where do we want to put this? So yeah, where is it that we actually change dot energy? Yeah, so like this is when dot energy is actually changing. Oh, and actually it's not going to be after dot energy changes. It's going to be after energy. Where is it that we change like the energy markers? Is it energy marker, or what was it? Yeah, energy marker. Right. So it's immediately after we do this. If energy is greater than 0. Oh yeah. Energy markers. Energies dot sort. So we don't really loop over players again after this, which is I guess why we were doing it in that other case. But we can just like loop over players here, because this is on the data thread, and we can actually be a little more chunky with how we handle data on this thread now that nothing else, like this is just the data thread. This is just the thread where we process game data. So like the timing is like less precarious. Like back when we shared the data thread with the graphics thread, we had to worry about things like that. But like heck, this thread could lock for like, a minute, and like no one would really notice. As long as it all gets sorted out once the thread unlocks. But not that that's my goal, but okay. So we just recalculate the energy markers, and then we can just say so like for yeah, and it is for literally every player. So for p key in player dictionary or dot keys, we'll say player dictionary index p key dot, or no wait, no, yeah, we do this whole thing. All right, so yeah, so it's not next adventure. It's not next adventure. It's p key. I mean, I could just say for n next adventure, but like I don't know, whatever. Copy that. So only reference it a few times. All right, there we go. Yeah, so now after we recalculate the energy levels, then we send out the... So the reason we have to loop over the players twice is we loop over the players once to adjust all of the players' new energy levels, but energy levels are on a curve, so it's always the thresholds are changing. Like, we don't know what the thresholds are until after we've calculated everyone's energy. So we calculate the energy levels, then we calculate the thresholds, then we calculate the energy, like, tiers, that, like, gold star, silver star, no star. Yeah. Okay. So, good. So now we can process these messages, and the messages are very simple. Like the energy level message is probably like the simplest because we literally just set the energy level. Well, we check if the player's in the player dictionary, I guess, because as long as they're in the player dictionary. So, um, so if yeah, again, if ng message index 1 in G player dictionary, then we say G player dictionary index ng message index 1 dot energy current energy current energy. I think that's what it is. Autocomplete doesn't seem to want to help out, but whatever. Current energy equals ng message index 2. Yeah. And then else, I guess I'll just do this ghost player thing, because, like, I don't expect this ever to happen, but that would make it all the more remarkable if it ever did happen. So, yeah, let's, so are there any other messages that are going to not come in through an event? Let's look at what the definition of gplayer is. Or excuse me, of adventure graphics, because that I think could inform a bit more of these things. I know we just looked over it, but we're doing it again. All right, so name, experience, position. Position is all internal. Gain only comes with the action. Gain comes with adding experience. Q is interesting, but I think we can manage that. All right. Instead of setting, we set Q on the data thread. We set Q, the Q value, based on criteria from the data thread. Oh no, we might be able to make this one entirely internal. And we might just be able to interpret it from the other messages. The Q value is basically like, so yeah, so we have all those Qs, right? We have like the level up Q, the karma Q, blah blah, etc., etc. But if a player gets like sent, but like a player, like there are different criteria that put players on those queues, and depending on how long the queue is, like players can actually get into the same queue multiple times if they hit the criteria multiple times before the queue finishes clearing. So we use the additional queue value to indicate once we've processed the player through the parade, because once we've processed them through once, we can just like ignore subsequent instances of that player in the queue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can do that entirely internally. Name tag. I think we can probably do this internally as well. This one we might need different messages for. Name tag. I might even be able to refactor it because like oh yeah, the other thing, like last time I looked at the name tag value. Oh, name tag A. Yikes! What am I doing with name tag and name tag A? I might want to factor these out because the last time I looked at it, I felt like the game was actually a lot. Nothing personal, Ruth. I don't think that's helpful. So the system used to be like, I don't know, it might still have like whatever like quirks necessitated the use of like this name tag value in the first place, but basically like there are different things that like there are different modes in which to display the name tag, and so we were using this value to keep track of like which mode we wanted, and it might be the case that we can eliminate it. It might not be necessary anymore. So I kind of want to, because it's a little weird how I've been managing it so far. But we'll get to that. Name tag A, name tag ready. I don't know. Oh, I know what name tag ready is, and I will have to change that because that's, yeah. Okay. That'll be fun. Name tag ready determines whether. So there's like a slight span between when an event ends and when oh, so actually I guess I'll need like a special flag for name tag ready. Well, okay, so yeah, just in general, I'll need. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll need. I'll need a graphics message for when an event starts and when an event ends, because uh, when an event starts, we stop showing name tags and we put like the action tags on screen, and so we'll need to know what the action tags are. Uh, yeah, so let's do what? Um, uh, let's yeah, let's go to our where we have our we're handling our graphics messages and add in uh, so if next message ng if next graphics message uh, index 0 equals oh yeah, so how am I gonna do this? I guess I'll want like separate messages for, or I could just oh no, you know what I could do is I could just have the um yeah, okay, so I'll just have okay, so the ng message will just be event oh wait, no, I should have separate messages for activating event on and off, like toggling event on, event off, and for showing the tags on screen, because the tags can change in the middle of an event, and toggling the graphics or toggling the event on and off, like yeah, there can be an event on with no action tags. There can be an event on that gains action tags and then loses action tags. So like there are different, like just because the action tags aren't there or just because they go away doesn't mean the event is over. So yeah, so I'll just have a so yeah, so if ng message it'll just be like event status, I guess, or event on event, I'll call it event status. Event status then we'll say so yeah, we'll have to keep track of like whether the graphic of the events are on in the graphics. So we'll just like call it like G event on or something. I mean, I could call it event on, but like I don't want to reuse, just because we're in a different scope. I don't want to necessarily reuse like the names of so all right, so event on event or G event on equals false at the start of the script, and then so the message that we have here will just be wait, I put that in the right place, right? No, wait, where did I put that? Oh, I put that I put that in process events which is one click too high. All right, yeah, here we go. So G event on starts as false, and then so this message is literally just to set the value of G event on. So event status. Oh, but yeah, so there's one thing that we have to do. So G event status equals next message or ng message index 1. So it'll just be event status and then the Boolean value of like true or false. But then we'll say if ng message or if not ng message, like if ng message index 1 is false, like if we're turning it off, then this is where that ready value, name tag ready value, becomes relevant, because I guess whoa, did something weird just happen with the graphics? Out of the corner of my eyes, I just like it looked like I don't know, it looked like something weird happened, but maybe I'm hallucinating. I'll have to watch back in the video. What time is it? It is 12:43 right now, so what time? I started streaming at around 10, so it'd be like at 2. Oh wait, I keep forgetting I have like a little timer on my like OBS so I can actually like tell what the timestamp is. So it'd be at 2:30. Um did anyone see I don't know if anyone saw something, but I don't know. I'm just like I don't want there to be graphics bugs. And if there are graphics bugs, it'll be important to know whether the graphics bugs came before or after. Oh, come on, Ruth. Uh, sorry. Um, okay, so yeah, so what was it? It was like it was like yeah, it's like graphics graphics glitch at 2:30 or at T2:30. Okay. Oh, I don't have to save this. I'll just hopefully remember. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So right. So in this case, I guess we're gonna want to say so for how's it that we do this? It's actually we say name tag not ready. After an event, we say name tag not ready for everyone? How do we, yeah, what are the scenarios in which we currently use this value? Name tag dot, or underscore ready. So we set it to be false if the player gains experience. Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. Because, like, we could just send through the list of, like... Oh, yeah, we could do it that way instead. Oh, yeah, okay. So... Right. Instead of, Okay, no, so we'll have a specific message for this. Because we'll send through... Yeah, okay, so... Instead of setting name tag ready to be false here, what we're going to do is we're going to say... so like name tag, let's say like name tag list equals blank, and then so we're gonna say so instead of saying name tag ready equals false, we're gonna say name tag list dot append right. So there's the the reason we track this is that we want it so that like in the brief period of time between when a player gains experience and when that experience gain has been processed, because we do them asynchronously. Well, I mean, I guess we don't really even have to do this anymore. But at one point, we instead of having like we do them in batches instead of like doing like literally all the data processing all at the same time. And that's not as important anymore, but I'm not necessarily going to go back on it. I'm probably still going to keep it that way, regardless. Okay, so right. So instead, we're gonna populate name tag list and because the reason we're going to do that for all these players, like the reason we can say some of these players name tags are not ready, but not all these players, is that these are the players that we know their name tags will become ready in the near future because we're adding experience for these players. They're gaining like this growth experience value. So yeah. All right. So where are the other places that we handled? Oh yeah. So then name tag list. We have to send that out once we finish populating the name tag list. We have to which is here. We can say graphics graphics messages dot append. So I haven't set up the other half of this message yet, but it's basically going to be like the message is going to be name tag status, and then it's going to be the list. It's going to be name tag list. So we don't know how long this list is going to be. But instead of looping over the entire player dictionary, we can just loop over. We can just loop over this this list that we send through. So I'll do that other stuff. I'll update the message and stuff in a minute, but first I'm gonna do this. So if num players, so same as last time. Name tag list equals empty list, and then instead of saying name tag ready, blah blah blah, we say append name tag list dot append this, and then so once we're looping over those, then we do this again. We say graphics messages dot append name tag status name tag list, and good. There should be like what, 2 other places that we do this. Whoa, what is this? What are we doing here? Oh, this is for tweets. Oh, interesting. Yes. So yes. Okay, so yeah, once again. Oh, this time we're not looping, are we? This is just like a single case. Yeah, so we can just say in this case we can just say oops. The name tag, we don't have to compile a name tag list in this case. We just say it's just a list length 1. So we can just say name, a list including just name. Yeah. And then same thing here. We can just replace this with oh, was it name? Was this name? Yeah, again. And this one. Wait, how indented was this line? I forget. Is indented to there. So all right. And then name is the name is the name. All right, so there's all right, there's I think there are 2 more places that we do the name tag ready business. So is this a looping one? No, I think this is like another singular case. This is when we're just processing, single player's participation. So in this case again, we can just do the send just this, and just the name itself as a list of one item. So yeah, and then name tag, right? So this is the big one. This is like the case that it was actually intended for. The other ones were just kind of incidental. So we can say, so we will do a list here because we are looping over the player dictionary. It's a big loop. So it starts here. We'll say name tag list equals an empty list, and then so yeah, for these players we'll say name tag list dot append player dictionary p key, save that, and then right. So there's also this bit down here where possibly the GM gained experience if there was a GM. So we'll wait, and it'll be after the GM business that we actually like message out the list, because we might add the GM to the list as well, but we don't actually check for that until down here. So so it's not a list of 1 anymore. It's actually name tag list again. and then so name tag list dot append. Yeah. So there we have it. Save that. And let's okay, so now we can actually process the name tag lists, and we can add in the name tag status message to handle. So name tag, no, it was what were we working on before? It was event status. Yeah, so right, so event status is as simple as like just setting the event status like that, and that's just so that we'll know what the event status is at any time. If ng message index 0 equals name tag status, then this is when we say so we don't have to say anything else. We can just say we can just immediately start looping over ng message index 1. So for p key in ng message index 1, we can say if we do have to check if p key in G player dictionary, because again we just check this all the time, because if like we don't expect anything, we expect this always to evaluate true, but I'd rather not crash if it's false. If it's false, I'd like to know about it, but yeah, so only if it's, yeah, so then we'll say G player dictionary index p key dot name tag ready equals false. And then the else case is yeah, like before, it goes G player. Like, I don't know why this is going to happen, but I guess hypothetically it could, so let's find out. So ng, in this case, it's not ng message 1, it's p key. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, okay, so we have event status, we have name tag status, we need one for the action tags. So if ng message index 0 equals action tags, I guess. And so this one's going to be fairly simple as well. I think I'll have to send this data at some point, but it's like in order to process this message when it comes in, it'll just be yeah, how do we actually blit these things? It's like we have like oh, I should probably refactor this while I'm here, because yeah, it's like act yeah, so right now act trunk equals li. Okay, so act keys, yeah. I should probably just change what act keys are now, because like we have this other thing about like how they can cycle through, and I don't know, I might want to bring back cycling at some point, but like in the meantime, I think I can just like right now the game is capped at 3 action tags, so there's never more than 3 action tags on screen. So I don't know, there's just like the off chance that I might want to change that at some point and make it so that we can bring back like the cycling of action tags. Oh, you know what's funny is I don't think did I ever impose the limit of action tags on like I think there's actually nothing to I changed it so that none of the currently authored events have more than 3 action tags, but I don't think I ever made it so that like the GM can't just initiate an event with more than 3 action tags. And I don't know what's going to happen in that case. The game probably just crashes in that case. So I might want to patch that up now that I think about it. So how would that work? I guess just So yeah, I should go to where the places where I call an event, which are twofold. Uh, um, I like saying words like twofold. When appropriate. Okay, uh, so if if event on equals 0, yeah. Right. So where do we check? If the length of research, yeah. So greater than 2. I mean, it's literally only two and 3 are the only valid number of action tags anymore. So I could say greater than or equal to, less than or equal to 3. Um, uh, or I could even just say equals to 2 or equals to 3, but whatever. Uh, uh, so and okay, so this is one condition, and then the other condition is that okay, so if it's less than or equal to 2 and greater than or equal to 3, or excuse me, other way around, greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to 3. Right, and then so what is the else case here? I think we print a message. Not enough action tags. So I'll just say invalid number of action tags, and then so I think for the the event that the chat GM initiates, I think for those I'm just going to have for the events that the chat GM initiates, I think I'm going to have just a hard limit. It's just gonna stop at the third one. It's if I'm like if like so the one luxury that I have with my secret control panel versus like the chat commands is that with the secret control panel I can catch errors before the event gets submitted. The thing about the chat commands is that like once you hit send, like it goes into chat. Hey Core, how's it going? Welcome. Once you hit send, like chat sees it, right? So if the command is somehow invalid, like it's not like you can like take it back or anything. So I think so instead I'm just gonna like take the first 3, because I can't. Yeah, I I don't know. I thought about like making it so the secret control panel works more like chat, but like I like this luxury of like being able to catch errors. I don't know. All right, so where is it? Yeah. So GM active, I guess, or no, GM name. If name equals GM name, yeah. Sorry. So hark is the thing that we want. All right, so if the length of research is greater than or equal to 2. So right, this is so I'm just gonna flatly say like research equals so I'm just gonna say if if the length of research is greater than 3, we're just gonna say research equals research indexed from the start of the thread to the third index. We're just taking the top 3 or the first 3. I guess. I mean, that's a little prone to typos. But like, how do we evaluate what are the best 3? Like, I mean, I could do like checking on them, like making sure that they're like, there's criteria like. Nah, I'm just gonna use the first 3. they'll show up on screen, so it'll at least be clear what is happening, even if it's like a little weird what's happening. All right, so oh, you know what's funny? ChatGM doesn't have a mechanism to purge. Uh, ChatGM doesn't have a mechanism to purge commands. Only I do. And the funny thing about that is that in order for the ChatGM to purge a command, that ChatGM would have to, like the way I purge commands is or the way I purge like user text is I tell the game in my secret control panel exactly what text I want purged. But for a GM to accomplish that, the GM would have to say that, like whatever inappropriate phrase they're trying to purge, they would have to say that phrase in chat in order. So I could go about that another way. I could make it so that like the GM can like purge like through chat, like they could purge commands uh, based on oh, conditional dice rolls. Huh. Sorry, something just occurred to me is that I want to bring back conditional dice rolls. It's something that we had once upon a time. And then we didn't implement it because it didn't make sense how to implement it. But I think it makes more sense now. Conditional dice rolls. Conditional dice rolls. Alright, it's not more important than thread graphics. Oh, and thread graphics is what we're working on now. So, but we'll put it here. It's not even that important. Whatever. Like, I'll want to resort this list because, yeah, no. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the ChatGM, the purge commands for the ChatGM. No, yeah. So the one thing I realized I could do is I could have the player, the ChatGM could purge based on the player's name. Like basically, like it would be like a ban command more than the purge command, and then when the GM banned a player from the game, then they would we could just go and erase all of their. Actually, no, we'd have to change things in order to support that, but we could change things if we need to. We can change things to support that. Yeah. So let's let's do what then? Let's um. Excuse me, just stretching a little bit. I've been standing all day. I mean, yeah, all day. Okay. What were we? Oh yeah, yeah. So the conditional dice roll is the thing. The thing that I realized about that is that so conditional dice rolls. The reason that they didn't make sense before, the reason I didn't want to put them in is because um, conditional dice rolls are meant to deactivate an action, like a possible action. Like if like in the case that like let's say there are three actions, and one of them is like a difficult action or something like that. Um, Previously, like the idea was with conditional dice rolls is that you could deactivate that action by rolling a die and seeing if like you hit the see if you pass like the die roll, right? Like you need to roll like a 12 or higher, right? Or whatever. And then if you fail, that action actually just disappears entirely. And so actually the reason that I hadn't implemented it before is because every event has to have at least two actions. And I like it would have been this really like chunky weird thing where like the ChatGM could roll dice or like do conditional dice rolls on actions, but only if there were at least two other valid actions. Because if you accidentally deactivated an action when there were only two actions, then like that would leave you with only one action, and then what happens? And like it was all weird and hairy, and like I was saying before, like with the ChatGM, you can't you can't send errors and like and like before the command goes through, the command is like sent into chat, and so players will see it, and it's confusing if the command doesn't work. So um, yeah, but ad lib events are great because oh, and you know what? I could actually even make it so that uh, I could actually make it so that uh, like this could work even for not ad lib events, because I could make it so that if an event falls below two action, um, if an event falls below two action tags, like if it had two and one gets removed, then it automatically becomes an ad lib event, which might be a little weird, but um, I don't know. I have that okay, because ad lib events now exist. Then I don't know. It just reopens that possibility, and so that was just my brief epiphany. Um, all right, I need to think about like more interesting things like that, because like this graphics work that we've been doing all week has been a little bit dry. Like it's for a good cause, but like at the end of the week, the game will look prettier, which is nice. And then other than that, like there's nothing really to like stimulate the intellect. So I need to take like brief diversions just so like I don't lose my game dev mind, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So let's excuse me. Uh what what the what? Where did we leave off? I just did oh, the action tags. Yeah, action tags. Oh yeah, and when I was thinking of the action tags, I did it occurred to me the thing about like the invalid numbers of action tags, or the more than three action tags. And then we fixed that, and now we can go back to yeah, did I want to convert the action tags to like to like just, basically delete the code that handles the like the rolling action tags? Probably. Probably. Because the thing about like the number of action tags is that the game gets really crazy if the number of action tags scales too much. Like two or three, like that's a reasonable range. Like there are differences between two and three. Like you can actually like feel the difference between having two action tags versus three action tags. But like it's not like if you could have like anywhere from like two to like seven action tags, then like the difference between having two and having seven would just like it would feel like some things would work great on one end of the spectrum and some would work great on the other end of the spectrum, and then like other things would get like completely like trivial or impossible. And so I think three is the correct number, but then there's like yeah, no, I'm confident. I'm just gonna switch it over because like it's not that. So I'm confident enough that two or three is the correct answer. Like maybe it'll be four, but like making it four, like for four I probably wouldn't I wouldn't bring back the rolling name tags. I would, or the rolling action tags. I would just bring back or it just expands like the current solution. So yeah, I'm confident that not that the number will never change, but that the number will never change so much that it makes a major difference in stuff and how things are handled. Yeah. So, all right, let's do what then? Let's dance a little bit. Okay, good. We did it. We danced a little bit. Let's yeah, get back to the action tag stuff. So it was, what was it? It was like act no, not fact. It was like uh, act search. No, that's something different. What was it? It was like act. I don't even remember. It's got to be in here somewhere. Act search. No, it's not that. It's it's not act search. Act keys? Act no. Or is it act keys? No. What the heck was it? We were just looking at it a little while ago. Here it is, yeah. slots, yeah, derp. Okay. So this stuff that we've commented out, we can just get rid of this. So for li, so action trunk equals li. Oh, right, the trunk is just for, in case it goes longer than 20 characters, we truncate it down. So blit action text, action trunk, action slots. Yeah, action slots. Let's, how are we handling this? Like in other places. So act slots, yeah. Okay, yeah. We're handling it in a fairly reasonable way. Hey, Edvinus, how's it going? You got it. The funny thing about that message that Trusty Bard says you'll want balance overall, consider more corral instead, is that if the event wasn't multi, that would not be a very helpful message, but there's just like the, yeah. There are a few funny cases with how those messages come out. I could special case some of those so that they, like, I could do that. Maybe at some point I will want to. Right now I have more pressing matters to attend to. Serious business. Alright, I'm gonna, yeah, Axolot, sorry. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, okay, so let's, wait, this isn't, no, this is an initialized event, so this is not in the graphics stuff. Right. This is, wait, oh, no, this is an initialized event. This is where we set action slots, yeah, okay. Action slots I equals blah blah, okay. Then, where are the other places that we deal with this? Right, okay, so the places that we actually draw it. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, so no, so, right, it was that other place. It was that other place that we were looking at. The place where we set it, this is the place where, once we set it, we send it through as a message. Right, okay, so then we say, so after this, wait, we only do it here? Oh, no, we must do it some other place. Maybe we just call it something different in the other place that we do it, because we have to do this. Action slots? Action slots. We have to do this when we process the event, because, like, wait a second. How do we, what? Oh, okay. Wait. No. But there's, what? When we process the event, we update the action tags. What the heck? How do... I swear we do this. I swear we tested it and it worked and stuff. Maybe I broke it at some point. But yeah, once we, like when we process the event, if the event is adlib, we have to update the, or is it when we process the event? Maybe it's not when we no, it's not when we process the event. It's when we do voice data. Where do we do voice data? So like, let's find voices. Yeah, when we do voices, we need to update the. I swear, I'm not making this up. If curve adlib. So if show event data. Yeah, I don't know. So if adlib. Whoa. No, I swear this. I swear I'm not making it up. It's a real thing. Weird. Well, if we're not doing it yet, we should be doing it, right? So I guess let's just add this in. If show event data. I could just test it to see if it's working, because I like from what I'm seeing here, it shouldn't be working. Because if the only place that we update the action keys or whatever they're called, action slots, is when we initialize the event. We only initialize the event that's at the start of the event. So I'd be really surprised if it was actually working correctly. Did I just imagine it? It was all just a strange dream? What where on earth else could we possibly be setting that? No, I mean just like we looked and there was literally no other place. So we set it at the start. We set it. We use it to render the. We use it to render the. Oh, act keys. Oh, act keys. Okay. I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. Because we do have act keys, and this is what. Okay, this was what I was thinking of. That we must be setting like somewhere in like process events or in at like some other juncture. Act keys. So init event. Is this it? Oh, is it okay? Is this it? Is this what we were looking at before? So for voices, yeah, we do it right at the start of voices. We process events and then we do act keys. Okay. All right. I'm not crazy. Right. So it's when we do voices now, we don't just calculate act keys. We once we calculate these keys and everything, we this is where we send the message. Okay. We got it, you guys. We got it. Uh, right, this is where we send out the graphics message. Graphics messages dot append a list. The first of which is what did I call this? Like action tags? Did I even call it something yet? Action tags. And then the second item in the list is a list of the action tags. So act keys. So act keys. Oh, which is itself a list, so I don't have to declare it to be a list. It's not a list of the list. It's just a list. Yeah. Okay. Act keys. And then there is that one other juncture where we set this. The other juncture where we set this is when we init the event. Right, and that was the place where, yeah, I guess so. The fact that I'm using act slots and act keys is like kind of the funny thing that I don't have to be doing, but whatever. Oh no, I guess I do still have to do that anyways because I do have to do the truncation business. All right, so this is where we blit it. So this is inside the rendering. So I'll come back to that later. Yeah, so for now, right, so now in an event, this is the other place that we do it. Okay, so, oh, that's funny though. So we'll want to, for I in li enumerate act keys, if I is greater than or equal to the length of act slots, act place equals I. What? What does that mean? If I is greater than the length of act slots, act place. What the heck is act place? Oh, this was from like the rotating thing. This is part of the rotating business that we just got rid of. So I think we can actually get rid of this now. Yeah, because, okay, it literally gets used nowhere. So, okay. Oh, so actually we can get rid of all of this and we can just send act keys. Yeah. We can just say, okay, so we are using just act keys outside of the thread. Okay, that works. Yeah, so act keys is what we do outside of the thread, and then act slots is what we use inside of the thread. So that makes sense. Okay, so we could just say we just say, oops, no, graphics messages, dot append, so it's a list of action tags and act keys. Because in this case we've set act keys, oh yeah, based on cur ev. Oh, so we don't even need to use act keys here, we can just use cur ev actions.keys. Yes, even more concise. There we go. Oh wait, do we still need to be setting act keys? Oh, we might still want to be setting act keys because we might be using it for other purposes. Yeah, act keys is the generic, like, maybe it's from the action, maybe it's from the event, maybe it's from the adlib thing. So, hey, Ken3, sorry for mispronouncing your name, but welcome to the channel. Yeah, we're coding up a storm. We're threading our graphics stuff is what we're coding up right now. It's gonna be great, I tell you. It's gonna be great. All right, so excuse me. So we're setting up messages to pass between our main data thread and the graphics thread. So for example, there are action tags that show up on screen occasionally, and that's the one that we just set up. I think I called it something different though. What was the last message that I actually remember the name of? Like event status. Yeah. Oh, I did call it action tags. Okay, good. So I actually just kind of want to use like act keys still, but no, this is fine. I'll just say so for I in length act slots, for I in length act slots, oh sorry, in the range of the length act slots, we'll say if I is less than the length of ng message, so the list that we pass through of action tags, which is ng message 1, if I is less than that, we'll say act slots index I index 0, the name that shows up in the action slot, we'll say that equals ng message index 1 index I. It'll be the corresponding item. But then if there are fewer action tags, if there are fewer action keys than there are slots, then the else case is we'll just say act slots index I index 0 equals blank. Yeah, and then so oh yeah, so the one thing that the action tag message that I haven't put in yet is the one where we're done and we can clear them out. So at the end of the event, well, actually no, I guess we don't really need to do that one. We can just make it so that if event on, then we process these, otherwise we don't? Is that, I mean, I guess hypothetically that would work. Is there any situation where like, yeah, I guess hypothetically, yeah, the thing that we can't assume anymore is like the where the graphics get rendered relative to the processing of these messages. So like anything that we anytime that, unless we send a graphics message as like a complete chunk, we have to be careful about the state of the data that we regulate through these messages. For example, if I just left these stale action tags kicking around at the end of the event, then at the start of the next event, if hypothetically, if like the event started and then the graphics rendered and then the event tags updated, then like there would be a frame where the wrong event tags showed, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I mean, the other way I can handle that is just to make sure that the action tag update message gets sent out before the event on message, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna, actually maybe that would be doable. Nah, I'm just gonna rinse them at the end of the event. I don't know. We'll see. Did I even put the event status messages in yet? I know I like set up so that we can handle the messages, but I don't think I actually like put them places now that I think about it. Let's yeah, there's literally no event status messages. So let's I guess put those in. So like in the places where we regulate event on. Oh, event on, yeah, now has multiple states. So this is a init event. So yeah, like I was saying, let's okay, yeah, and I put the sorry, this is a in init event. This is one of the places that I put in the where is it? Graphics messages, action tags. Okay, so yeah. Excuse me. I'm like suppressing a sneeze. Sorry. In this case, I think I'm also going to actually, you know what I could do is I could just say I could just say graphics messages dot extend and make a list of these items that I want to append on, because the other one that I want to append on is event status with true, I guess. Yeah, and then yeah, because this so this is one of the cases where we toggle the event status. What's another case? Oh yeah, I'll want to do something similar. Oh, yeah, I probably will want to clear the action tags at the end of the event, because it just occurred to me like the way that we do the event status and like the action tags for like well, actually, no, maybe I'll do something like this. Yeah, maybe like when I toggle the event status to true, I'll like just remember to update the action tags and action keys and stuff like that. So yeah, so where are the other places where we toggle event on? So that's a place where we check event on. You did it! You got a pirate ship! Good job. So, alright, this is where we reference whether the event is on. There are a lot of places where we reference whether the... Hey, congratulations to whoever leveled up. Sorry, I can't see name tags on my side. Yeah, there are a lot of places where we set event on, or reference whether event is on, but there are relatively few places where we actually set it. Those places are kind of important, though. Oh, create event. Oops. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, it's just highlighting stuff. Okay. The button next to the find button it scares me. I'll be honest, it scares me. Alright, so, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I was thinking that we would be toggling it on during this process here, but no, I guess like most of it is handled through init event. So are we resetting those correctly though? Like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and the reason, okay, yeah, because action keys are getting set from curev dot action keys or whatever, or curev actions dot keys or whatever. And in the case of the event is adlib, then there are no predefined keys, and so yeah, it's working in that case too, because it's updating to an empty list. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. All right, so it's yeah, that's pretty well covered. That's like the only place where the event actually gets turned on is in initialize event, which I guess makes sense. But there are places where the event status gets deactivated, And so in these cases, we complex message. We can just say graphics messages dot append a list of event status false. I don't think there's any reason. There's no graphical reason that we care about the yeah. So like right now, the graphics event on value will just be Boolean. It's actually it's not Boolean for the data thread. It's there are three possible values because it can be the event could be on and it could be before midtime. It could be on and it could be after midtime, and it could be off. I don't think we need to care about that though. I mean, there might be a reason for us to care about it at some point, but I'll worry about that when the time comes, and it'll be fair. It'll be mostly quite easy to convert when that time comes. So we're pretty good. All right, so let's look for more references to event on. Yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can end an event, but all the event initialization gets bottlenecked to that one thing. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. Oh, here's one. Yeah, the GM can depart. I mean, I guess technically we only have to send this message in the case that the event was actually on, because, like, that's not, yeah. Whatever, though. It doesn't hurt to send a few extras, because not like these are going to get spammed or anything. They only happen, like, once every, like, very, very rarely does that actually ever occur. Okay. That might be it. That might be, oh, no, here's one. Right, the other half of, other side of the same coin. Event on equals 2. Right, this is event midtime. So the event on off Boolean value is not changing. It's just changing between phases of the event. And this is the one that we do have covered down here with this thing. So that I think is all of them. Unless I'm missing something. Yep, there we go. Okay. So yeah, event status is not covered. Oh shoot, I did event underscore status for all of these things, didn't I? It's supposed to be event status, event space status. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to change it here. I meant to change it the other places. Whoops, event space status. There we go. Bloop bloop. Actually, let's just do replace. Boop boop boop. Paste. So let's. How many others did I accidentally do? That one's actually supposed to be like that. That one I'm supposed to replace. 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 Okay. Did it and done. Okay. That one's actually supposed to be gEvent status. I mean, I could change it to. Oh no, it's actually not supposed to be gEvent status. It's supposed to be gEvent on, because that's what the value is named in the other, in the place where I declared it. Yeah. All right, so I'm doing name tag status in the right places. I'm doing action tags in the right places. Oh wait, am I? I know I'm doing it in one of the right places. I'm doing it in both. There are two places, right? There's the initialization, right, which is this one, and then there's the voices, which is this one. Okay, so good. Yeah, I'm doing it in both places. All right. So what other messages? I still haven't even gotten to the messages that are like that use the queue, which are like the normal ones. Oh, what was the question? Um, excuse me. All right, so let's now yeah, is there any other data that we need to maintain other than the queues themselves, which are like kind of what I was thinking was like basically the primary function of this, although as we've seen, there are clearly more than just that one. There's clearly more usages here than just that one. All right, where am I going? I'm going to the definition of the adventure. So yeah, we're handling name, we're handling experience. Well, not fully, but we're on our way. Position is all internal. Gain is all something to be handled with the queue or with the queues. Queue is yeah either internal or et cetera, et cetera. Name tag. Uh, Name tag A. I'm pretty sure we can get rid of name tag A, but like I said before, I want to I'll evaluate that when we get to it. Bonuses, bonus index, yeah. Level. Oh yeah, level. Sure, that's the thing. Level percentage, integer, level experience, level up. Yeah, these are all things that we'll handle down the line. I don't know what those things are. They pop up every now and again. Part. Part, I think we're. Yeah, we did remove player. We added the remove player message, and I think we put that in the right places. I hope. Acted. Acted? Yeah, we'll handle that with the actions. Um, Actually, is acted? Actually, I guess acted isn't just a function of getting added to the action queue. Like acted is actually something kind of different. So I might want to set up a separate message for that, or I could have it as like a. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure exactly how I'll do that. That might be worth looking into. Lurking, yeah, lurking. Oh, yeah, lurking's another thing that doesn't have anything to do with the other queues. So I could look up acted, but I think I might do lurking first. Oh, and then banned and yeah, banned and leader. Oh, I thought I was gonna get rid of leader. I guess I kept it because I planned on doing something visual with it at some point, but I don't really need it for now. So I'll wait until I actually do something with it. Um, yeah, band equals false. Frame. Yeah, that's all fine and good. Karma, that's all good. Well, it's not 100% good because, but it'll get handled by the queues later on. Okay, so karma and then current energy. We did energy. We did energy. Okay, so yeah, what was it? It was acted and lurking. These are very similar. So I'll do lurking first because that one's more straightforward. And then I might have to. Oh, the names that appear in the frame are the connected players. Uh, what frame? Do you mean like this side? This side of the screen is like the debug output of the title. This is basically like the log file that gets generated. Is Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that happens over there. Uh, so or yeah. So lurking, right? That was what I said. Uh, yeah. So I guess like the message will just be like stop lurking, because like there's no way to lurk again. Although that was actually one thing that we talked about was the like if lurking had a fixed duration, then you could lurk again after a period of time. Like maybe I don't know. That could be something to consider. Um, it's not how I do it now. Uh, but I don't know. It's not a bad idea. And I could. I mean, it's something kind of nice, right? It'd be kind of a nice way to do things, I guess. Uh, so I think I need to redo that owl animation. I just redid it yesterday, and I think I need to redo it again because like you can't even see that it's animating. Like it's not even noticeably animating. I won't redo it yet, but like that's sorry. I was just like something that I realized. The oh the oh no, those are just players who are in the game. Yeah. Oh yeah yeah. So the right actually that's lurking. That's what I was just about to delve into. When you first enter the game, you're in lurk mode. And so your player's in the game, but it doesn't show your name tag. it doesn't show your name tag until you actually participate in the channel, like through chat. Um, so yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know. The only difference between the names and the not names are the people who have said something in chat. Uh, like everyone who's here is a connected player, so you just can't see their name tag. Um, yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to think of whether I want to. Yeah, you know what? The message will just be like lurking. So it'll just be like if ng message index 0 equals lurking, then if ng message index 1 in G player dictionary dot keys, then we'll say G player dictionary index ng message index 1 dot lurking equals ng message index 2. So we will be able to set it on or off if we want to. I don't know if I'll attend to that yet, but because I don't like mind having the name tags there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so if ng message 1 in G, so G player dictionary ng message. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna have it so that it can get turned off. I don't necessarily want it to that you can turn it off. So we'll see. All right, let's say so if ng message index 1. So the else case here is just the same else case it always is. It's ghost player, ghost G player. All right, so now like when we set the lurking value, we can just yeah, lowercase actin. Yeah, case sensitivity. Like it's like actin, actin. Oops, not that one. Not if you spell it incorrectly. Actin. No, actin. Actin. All work the same. Even you can even do hacker like alternating capitalization. Yeah. Not that I'm saying you should, but I'm just saying you could. Okay. So yeah, lurking. The lurking value. I don't even do lower. Lower happens automatically from IRC. Like the data that we get from IRC is all lowercase. Like all this data. Wait, is that true? Actually, we might get some case sensitivity from IRC. I know we don't get any case sensitivity in the player names, which is why I can't respect players' capitalization. Which is why the font that we show in game is just all capitals. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, that just reminded me. I wanted to add in a feature where like one of the things on like my to-do list is a special recognition thing, which I wanted to do. Hey, congratulations to blah blah blah. I really wanted to do this, I guess, but then yeah, you know what? I just remembered. This had occurred to me before. Is I can't. I don't know how to capitalize players' names correctly, which is annoying to me. Like I could do what Twitch does, which is just capitalize the first letter and keep the rest of them lowercase. But that's annoying to me. Like, I really like. I just like I don't want to do that. Like, I find it annoying when other people make software that does that. So I don't want to make software that does that. but then like so then like conversely, like I think Better Twitch TV, like Better Twitch TV capitalizes names correctly, and I'm assuming the way it does that is by making like a web call. Like I'm guessing it like actually like I don't know like what it like probably like does one of those like what is it like the like it goes to like one of these like data, it like calls one of these like, well no, not this one, this one's all lowercase as well, but like there's I'm guessing there's like some web call that you can make in order to get that information. So like, yeah, man, all right, it's just a little disappointing because like I was thinking like I kept remembering like that feature and thinking, oh, I want to add that thing, I want to add that thing, but I hadn't been remembering the aspect about adding in web calls. Maybe web calls will be super easy to add in. Maybe that will go like no sweat. Maybe it'll be like super easy. But I don't know. We'll find out someday. Not today. Today we're working on this stuff. All right. So lurking. Yeah. So now, so we have this message that we can send out now. Let's actually send it out. So it's gonna be like kind of like the other stuff. So if player lurking equals false. And then, so yes, right now we add them. Oh, all right. I guess technically this was handled by the JQ, so whatever. Maybe we've gotten to the point where we can actually start doing the queues. All right. So JQ.append name. Player dictionary q equals true. Interesting. Okay. So I'm just trying to think about how to handle this Q value. I guess I'll have to figure that out at some point. I don't necessarily want to use messages for it, but I could use, like worst case scenario, I can just use messages for it. We'll see. Okay. This is graphics message. Graphics messages dot append. So it's lurking. It is, what is the player's name? The player's name is name, and the value is false. Yeah. And this is the only place where lurking gets set, so now we are good. Now we're good to go. And we will keep track of lurking on both the data half of the player and the data half of the player and the oh yeah, we talked about this earlier, but I guess yeah, it must have been before you got here. The intended approach would be acton apostrophe ing. It's so yeah. So action tags. Action tags are defined by everything starting with a pound sign and including any number of letters. And then it breaks. I think it includes numbers too. I think technically it can be letters or numbers, but like I don't put any numbers in my action tags. I think someone technically could. Actually, I can test this real quick. Well, yeah. Here, look, we can see on screen here. Like these are the. This is how the data actually. This is how the system actually reads this data. So like, I think like, so like AKT0N, for example. I wonder if that is that going to show up as AKT, or is that going to show up as AKT0N? Okay, so yeah, so it's anything alphanumeric, but you can break it with like punctuation. So for example, like if I said like test apostrophe ing, it's not going to come up as testing or test apostrophe ing. It's going to come up as test. So yeah, yep. So yeah, here we see it comes up as test here. So yeah, so that way, like the reason that I haven't done it differently, like the reason that like it's not like, well, like consider something like so what's an example? So like not like when you conjugate words, you don't always end up with the original as a substring. So uh so like I don't know. It might be the true. It might be the it might be that when you add a gerund, you always end up with the original term as a substring, and so that we could do something like just trimming off ing sort of thing, but like it doesn't work for past tense, or it doesn't work with like other like uh it doesn't yeah, like I don't know. I so far I've just kept it like I haven't tried to like interpret like other similar tags. Like I'm not like it doesn't filter for typos, for example, and like I don't know. I haven't gotten into that level of like data processing yet. Maybe someday. It could be fun. All right, so let's. All right, we did lurking, and that's good. Yeah. So Q, like I got my eye on Q. I'll have to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. But for now, I think the other one I wanted to do was acted. Yeah, because acted is a lot like lurking. Uh, if player acted, right, so that's where we do stuff with it. Right, so yeah, here I'm going to say if player dict index name dot acted. So if not player name dot acted, if not acted, then acted equals true, and graphics messages dot append you made it, yay, you're an actin. um, so append what is it? It's the list of acted is the first term, and then name is the next term, and then true is the last term. Again, I'm just setting it up this way so that in case I ever want to make it so that you can deactivate these things, like that's legit, but I don't really see myself ever doing that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so this is the same, except instead of name, it's p key. All right, and then are those the only? No, there. Of course, there are more places. Oh no, this is something different. Okay, yeah, so it is just those two places. All right. Wait, really? Only two places? Yeah, right. Because we don't care about Twitter. We don't care about Twitter players with respect to whether their players have acted or not, because acted only pertains to the name tag, and Twitter players don't have name tags. So, is there a way that you can get the birthday passive quest on? I actually that was something that I talked about the other day. Is that I might make it so that it's not the easiest of. No, actually, I guess it would be doable. I guess it wouldn't be that hard. I was gonna say like the birthday passive quest. The birthday passive quest. It takes a lot of passive experience points. So yeah, no, I could rig that up. I could rig that up some way. The thing is, I don't know everyone's birthdays, and so the awkward thing is that I'd have to do it manually for everyone because like I don't know. I mean, like I can make it so that like players could specify their own birthday, but then I'd have to just I'd have to make it a way that like that they can't cheat the system. Um, I guess I could just make it so that like your birthday can only happen once per year, right? That's fair. And then players can specify their birthday. So like if you say today's your birthday and then you say tomorrow is your birthday, we won't celebrate your birthday until a year from tomorrow, I guess. But I also don't want again like I don't like chat commands, so it would only be available to players who connect their account through Twitter. Because the way you'd be the way you'd set your birthday is to tweet at trustybard when your birthday is. When is your birthday? Uh, yeah. So I guess like yeah. So maybe it's like it's not that like you have to like you can these yeah. So I guess the feature wouldn't be like you can yeah. The feature wouldn't be that you can set your real life birthday. I guess it'd basically be that like you can set your adventurer's birthday. And hypothetically, then you could change your adventurer's birthday if you wanted to, but the rule would stand that you can only celebrate it once per year. So actually, like the optimal like birthday experience gainage outcome would be to never change your adventurer's birthday, because if you never change your adventurer's birthday, then it'll celebrate exactly once per year. But if you change it, then it will not. Anyways, okay. Yeah, we can do that. I'll add that to the backlog. It's something that I thought of, or you know, this isn't the first time it's come up. So, uh, birthday on birthday. Uh, yeah. Uh, um, all right. Well, I guess I have like 4 days to implement this feature then. Happy 4 days before your birthday. um, all right, so yeah, I think we did all of acted, right? Yeah, because they're the only two places where acted can become true. Okay. Oh, but we're not actually handling that message yet. So um, let's handle that message. So it'll basically be the same as this, except instead of ng message equals 0, it'll be or instead of ng message 0 equal lurking, it'll be acted, and then instead of lurking, it will be acted. But other than that, everything else is the same. Yeah. All right, and then all right. So we got lurking, we got acted. Q. The Q value. We could just. So the awkward thing about the Q value is that. Whoa. Wait a second. No. We don't need to use the Q. We will message the Q, like the thing where we had been setting the Q like equal true or false or whatever. We will still set that we will still message in those cases, but it won't be thoroughly duplicative because like those are like the messages, the instances where we're messaging like Q. Well, like for example, active or lurking lurking for example is one of them. So yeah, it won't be that like there's a separate message for it. It'll be that there's like a so yeah, no, there are other messages that have that effect. So right, so not only will lurking equal true, we'll also say Q equal. Well, actually, I guess technically in this case it'll only be if what is it, ng message 2. Only in the case that we're setting it to be true, but in the case that we're setting it to be true, then this is a case where we want to set Q equal to true. Right? Yeah, because like we saw before, like Q. Well, let's look at the other instances of Q. And then let's see if this approach is going to work across the board. Because like worst case scenario, like I'll be able to catch most of the Qs, and then I'll have to put in a separate Q message in some circumstances. But yeah, so like this is a scenario where we're gaining experience. So yeah, that's a situation wherein we'll be sending another message. Anyways. This is I mean, most of the time it's going to be gaining experience, right? So Yeah. Let's I could actually just, I mean, like, I think I'm to the point where I can actually start converting these things. So like, uh, yeah. So this one I can get rid of, right? Because we just added in the lurking thing. We just added that if lurking equals. Uh, oh, whoops! I said it backwards though. It's supposed to be if lurking equals false, then then q equals true. But other than that, other than that, it's mostly done. Hold on, let me just fix that. So yeah, so if not lurking, then yeah, okay. But other than that, so yeah, here's one where we're gaining experience. Gaining experience is the common scenario. Uh, uh, gain experience. Oh, whoa! Look at that. We queue literally every time the player's not lurking. Wait a second. If player is lurking, oh, we're unsetting it in the case that we're unsetting Q in the case that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Uh, yeah, right. Because players who are lurking, it's not. Yeah. If a player's lurking, it's not important necessarily that they get queued up. We can skip them if they're lurking. So actually, I don't really need to do this anymore. Right, because Q is going other places, but I will have to keep that in mind. Like I don't have to do this here anymore, but otherwise I will have to do something similar. So I'll just switch. I'll just get rid of that one and call this like if not lurking. Because yeah, we do still need to populate the AQ. Right, and then so yeah, okay. Uh, yeah, so okay, if the player levels up, Q equals true. Oh, yeah, the way I'd been doing it before wasn't very good anyways. So Q, yeah, so gaining experience, leveling up, uh, those are the things that like queue you up. And then this is inside the graphics rendering itself where we set Q equal false once the player got queued up appropriately. Oops. And then yeah, so it's we use it inside the animation. That was all inside the animation that we just saw there. All right, so I think that's fine. So yeah, so if player's not lurking, then Q equals true. And now, yeah, let's set up so like gain experience and level up. Those are like the next things to handle, I think. If ng message 0 equals I'll just call it add experience for consistency. Add experience, then so what do we do here? We're gonna say so well, for one thing, as per usual, if ng message index 1 is in the player dictionary, the G player dictionary, then we'll say so what do we do here? We say gain plus equals ng message index 2. And then what else? And then so if ng if not lurking, if the player's not lurking, then we set Q equal to true. Wait, is that true? If the player's not lurking, we set Q equal to true, and that's because oh, and we also set name tag ready, because this is what because like in the places that yeah. And the player in cases that the player was going to gain experience, we had been setting the name tag as not ready. So sorry, so if or we don't have to say if name tag not ready. We can just say well, actually, I guess this is kind of something else that we only really have to do if the player's not lurking. Nah, I should do it consistently, because it's not like it really hurts anything. Okay, so G player dictionary. Yeah, so name tag ready equals true. Uh, oh no, I mean, you know what else I could do though is no, this is the thing. Like earlier, I was talking about like how I might want to. I might have wanted to make the graphics messages as a dictionary for players. Hey, Cold Zero, how's it going? Um, I might have wanted to make the graphics dictionary graphics messages a dictionary, so it goes by player. And like in this case, I would actually only set name tag ready if like we had processed all of the XP gains at XP. Um, Messages like in the queue, but I think I'm just not going to worry about it for now. Is it? I really don't. I mean, like, yeah, some of this stuff, like, I can try and think about, like, how could it happen, but I don't know, like, how it's actually going to happen, like, how this is actually going to play out. So, like, I mean, I could just put in a delay, right? I could just make it so that, like, instead of making the name tag ready immediately, like, maybe I set a timer, and then in, like, a short time, the name tag becomes ready. Like, I don't know. Uh, and that would, like, I don't know, just like in the situations where like the player gains experience like multiple times in a row, then then it'd be weird. It'd be nice to be able to like group those, like clump those things together. So maybe I will put in a timer. Uh, Although if I put in a timer, then like I mean it'd probably apply to everyone, right? So like when the event ended, then like there'd be like a weird delay. Like the event would end, and then like there'd be like a like let's say I put in a 5 second delay or something like that. There'd be like a 5 second like pause before like it actually started showing like these experience values. So it's probably fine how it is. Like the only times that I mean, hey creative, how's it going? Welcome. Things are going well. We got the shiny new graphics in place, and so now we're polishing it up even further. We got the new graphics in place, and now we're polishing them to a shine. So, yeah, things are going well. Um, so, I you I I think I mentioned this before. Like the way the lights are set up in my room, uh, I they're shining from behind where the camera's located, and the camera's just like on the top of my laptop. So like I can't actually see the camera. I know that it's like supposed to be like right there. So like whenever I'm like because I literally can't see the camera, I don't even like remember to like look into the camera a lot of the time. And like a lot of times I'm just like talking and like looking in an arbitrary direction. There's no reason I couldn't be looking into the camera, for example. But I I don't know, maybe I should try and get in that habit. Maybe you know what I should do? I should put like a sorry. I should put like a little like I don't know, a little like face right there, so that I have like something to look at when I'm talking to the camera, I guess. um, yeah, because like when I'm talking to someone, like if I'm just talking, it's like I don't know, whatever. But like if I'm talking to someone in chat, like I don't know, I feel like it'd make more sense if I was actually looking. All right. Um, so yeah, I think it probably just doesn't matter. The only situation where players gain experience like rapid fire, like back to back, and this does happen sometimes. It's when an event ends and the players gain experience, but the oh, I could just change this actually because like yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna change this so that it's not a problem, and then I won't have to worry about it. Because right now, like it can happen, and it is kind of like bleh when it does happen. But no, right. If a growth like so there's events and then there's those spontaneous growth occurrences things. Those are the two opportunities to gain experience right now. And right now, if one of those growth things tries to happen in the middle of an event, it actually waits until the event is over. It waits until the end of the event. And so, oh yeah. Well, So literally, what it does right now is it just like if it tries to happen during an event, it just waits another 60 seconds and then it checks again. If it's still in the middle of an event, it waits another 60 seconds. So what can happen is if the event ends like 59 seconds after it checked, then like the event ends and then like a second later the second thing happens. So in those cases, like yeah, in those cases you get like the back to back, and like someone who participated in the event